shaken awake from my bed. At first I thought it was somebody telling me I was late to school.
And how about you?
I slept in a little bit, so by the time I got up, I had a bunch of missed calls from my grant advisor.
How did you react? Like, did you panic or something?
Not the right response, but I went back to sleep.
4月3号，台湾发生了25年来的最大地震，导致交通瘫痪、房屋倒塌等灾患。而外国旅客当下的反应又是如何呢？
When the earthquake happened, what were you doing?
We are eating in the fourth floor. Actually, I want to run, but nobody's running, so I just like keeping silent.
You just sit there and...
Yeah, people screaming like, oh!
Wouldn't you be so worried like or panic?
Actually panic, but no one's panic, so I think it will be embarrassing if I panic. People screaming like, oh!
I was slept in the bed, and when the earthquake happened, I just feel the bed shaking. So I just woke up, opened the door. Since from my education, the first thing I need to do is open the door to prevent the building collapse, and I can't open the door.
Because we think that you're not really like panic or something. Why are you being so calm?
So calm? No. This time not very calm at all. I just opened the FBI, open up! Open the freaking door, yes. And the things around inside the room, especially the lighting panel is shaking around.
像在跳恰恰一样。
First thing I just escaped from my room, but my friends, they are really very calm. So okay, then I go back.
Good night.
One of the lady was looking at me and she said it's an earthquake. I don't know what to do. I fall down on the floor, and she came to help me. She tried to grab my hand.
Yeah, boy.
It was 10 seconds and it was gone. That was my first experience. Right after that, I got a warning on my phone about a tsunami.
我们刚好在地铁里面，在那个台北站开门的时候就开始震，然后还有石头掉下来。
你们那个时候感觉怎么样吗？
感觉很可怕。第一次来台湾就有这个地震，我们以为在加州有而已，很多人以为是有人在玩我们啊，好像有在 shake 的，
并没有。
有人在那个里面跳，然后我说震的还蛮厉害。
对，我们开始说哦是地震了，大家就开始来走了。
I was shaken awake from my bed. At first I thought it was somebody telling me I was late to school.
And how about you?
I slept in a little bit, so by the time I got up, I had a bunch of missed calls from my grant advisor.
How did you react? Like, did you panic or something?
Not the right response, but I went back to sleep.
晚安，马卡巴。
Didn't you feel like worried or something?
I did feel worried, but I was tired. I was tired.
So I was just walking to try to find a bathroom, and I heard like a shaking. So then I ran to go find her, and that's about it. And then it just stopped after a while. Because as far as I understand, this earthquake was on like a totally different part of the island. So to feel it all the way here must have been pretty strong.
This is the biggest
Yeah, this
earthquake I've ever experienced in my life.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it just happened like so suddenly.
Because I've been in Taiwan for almost 3 years now, so I felt earthquakes. It's kind of weird because it's like the movement, you don't know the feeling if you ever been through the situation like this in Taiwan. All the people in Holland seen the news already. So are you okay? You're in Taiwan, and are you doing okay? I feel like it's pretty okay, but still the buildings collapse and people dying, and it's a massive issue.
Aside from earthquake, did you also encounter any like natural disaster or accident?
Not a natural disaster, but I was in New York when 9/11 happened. That was when the 2 aeroplanes crashed into the World Trade Center. That was a very, very strange day. That was 22 years ago. I was in my office and someone said that a plane had crashed, and we didn't think anything of it. Then someone said another plane had crashed, and we got on the news and saw what was happening, and we were all allowed home from work because the traffic was so bad. So we went home. But yeah, that was the biggest disaster I've experienced.
I've been in a plane crash before. Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of crazy. That was the plane crash landed, and the luggage compartment completely tore off and fell down, and the compartments that actually hold all the overhead baggage broke free, and it smashed its landing gear, and we hand skidded on the landing pad on the landing strip at a military air base in Canada. Didn't make it to Newark.
So were everyone okay?
There was a few injuries, but it was minor. We're lucky.
Storm and flooding. Last time we have a very serious flooding in Hong Kong. If you go outside the street, they maybe go up to here. And since we seldom experience flooding in Hong Kong, and some supermarket or shopping center, the water level is high enough to cover the shop and buildings.
I used to live in a part of the US where they get hurricanes, and that's a lot more noticeable because it's stormy for days before the hurricane, and then the hurricane finally hits. Like, you've probably heard of Hurricane Katrina. It was the most well-known one. There's still damage in New Orleans from Katrina, which happened more than 15 years ago. There's still neighborhoods that are not recovered. So I've definitely seen the kind of devastation that natural disasters can produce.
What kind of damage?
Buildings are still abandoned, vacant lots, remnants of buildings that no longer exist.
I've encountered one hurricane and just a couple of minor tornadoes. The one hurricane that I was at, I was actually also in New Orleans when I was younger, but I was on a cruise ship on vacation with my family, and our whole cruise ship, along with like 10 others, weren't able to dock. And so we were just kind of at sea for 10 extra days. So when I was young, it was extra vacation, but my parents were like freaking out because we couldn't go back home since our boat wasn't able to land on shore.
在加州还有可能会发生什么样的，就是可能灾害或者是意外吗？
你们上 news 会看到的很多东西很乱，现在。可现在抢劫，如果在加州嘛，900块以下的话，警察不可以抓他。很多贼很聪明，他就抢几百块而已。有朋友爸爸约到他在他的家外边跟了他嘛，就开车出来拿枪，叫他给我，他要给啊，你不给他会怎样？我们不知道。对，命重要，钱不重要。
那报警是真的有办法拿回来的吗？
如果他抢了很多人，他会 build up like a case， 很多人会告他嘛，对不对？他会抓牢久一点，希望，我们不知道，yeah。
如果你也想成为下一位爆红创作者，请打开下方资讯栏连结，一起来投稿吧。